the Buccaneers have found their next superstar, a new player who has joined the Buccaneers for this season, has been standing out this training camp, the first week of training camp. We're going to be talking about what he's been doing, the impressions he's been making, and why this is such a big deal for the Buccaneers and their 2025 season. I'm Sebastian with Buccaneers Digest. Welcome everybody to the channel. Make sure to subscribe, as we know right now that 95% of y'all are still not subscribed. So make sure to hit the bell, hit the button, and join the Bucs Digest as we get ready for this season. Hall of Fame game is tomorrow. It's right around the corner. Football season, you can feel it. Preseason's right around the corner. It's awesome. So yeah, training camp is going around right now. And I mean, boy, has it been hot in Florida, and specifically, Tampa hitting record degrees. But that's not stopping some of our young players from standing out. In particular, a young wideout by the name of Emeka Egbuka. You may be familiar, our first-round draft pick. Greg Godwin of the Tampa Bay Times had to say, each day of Tampa Bay Buccaneers training camp seems to bring another head-turning play for rookie receiver Emeka Egbuka. And the only thing as consistent is the unmitigated praise from teammates and coaches. So what are we talking about? It means everybody is impressed with this guy. Now, it's, you always want to see, obviously, that your first-round draft pick is standing out. He was the top player that we selected in this draft. But something that to make of note was people were very surprised. Fans and NFL community alike were very surprised when we took Emeka, because we're like, oh, we have a really strong wide receiver room. We re-signed Chris Godwin in free agency. Why would we need to get a fourth wide receiver? It's because depth really matters. And as folks will remember from last season, 2024, when we had that little stretch without Chris Godwin, without Mike Evans for like a month, and then Chris obviously for the rest of the season, things were tough. We went through a losing drought, and that's no shame to the guys who were still playing, Sterling Shepard and J-Mac or Jalen McMillan. I mean, it was his rookie year, Jalen McMillan, that is, and he really started to step up in that second half of the season. He caught a lot of touchdowns and was a big piece in making sure that we got to where we needed to go, which is winning the division to get to the playoffs. So nothing against him, but having him as our wide receiver one did slow us down a little bit, obviously. So now it's about we need more depth at the receiver position, and to ensure that these older receivers don't have to be taking as many reps, and then we can give it to some of the younger guys and let them kind of pop off and learn from some of the greats, so that when they take their place, when J-Mac and Emeka are the wide receiver 1 and 2 of the Buccaneers in the future, or maybe Chris Godwin's wide receiver 1 after Mike Evans retires, whatever it is, that there's going to be no buffer period between that. It's all going to be just very seamless. So what is it about the team that they're saying about Emeka? Because boy, has it been heavy praise. Baker himself had to say, it is fun to be able to have a guy like that, Emeka that is, who is that intelligent, does not act like a rookie. His head is not spinning. He's able to do it and handle it the right way. It raises the standard for everyone else. So really, really high praise for the Buccaneers. I mean, it's just really impressive. And for Emeka specifically, I mean, it's just really exciting to have that kind of thing said about our guy. I mean, ever since he came into the building, it's just been nothing but praise about his maturity and how well he has adjusted to just the culture and his teammates and everything. He is absorbing knowledge like no other, extremely intelligent, like Baker said. It's really exciting to have something like that, because I mean, overall, Jason Licht, our general manager, has done a great job of drafting players, guys who are good for the culture, just has their head on straight, and are very good about taking in information a lot and taking on leadership roles. In particular, Graham Barton of last year and Clyde Canty, all these guys were really positions of need. And for once, we have a guy who's a depth guy like Emeka, and it's like he's coming in to be a wide receiver one. And it's not like he's coming in trying to take the role from Mike Evans. No one can replace Mike Evans, but he's coming in with knowing, okay, just because I'm wide receiver 3 or wide receiver 4 on the depth chart doesn't mean I can't be great or I can't prove myself in this league. And so that's what you really want to see from a guy like Emeka. It's really exciting to have that. And so what else is being said? Mike Evans himself said he looks like a running back, but I mean, he catches like Chris Godwin. He's a very polished, very well-rounded player. High praise from the future Hall of Famer. I mean, there's not much else that I would add on top of that. I mean, he was really, really good at Ohio State. He is a national champion from this past year and got overlooked because obviously there's Marvin Harrison Jr. was there, and now Jeremiah Smith, who is just obviously a huge wide receiver stud, who was the wide receiver one of the next year's draft class. When you have like that many great wide receivers on your team, it's easy to get overlooked. But scouts knew he was highly touted this coming in to this past draft, that is, and people knew, okay, this is the safest pick that we can make, so let's try and trade up to get him. There was a lot of reports, and Jason Licht even confirmed people were trying to trade up to get Emeka, and we said, nope, we're going to take him. He's our guy. And so it's going to mean a lot for us in the future. People thinking we didn't really need a wide receiver, but overall, it's about sustaining excellence for the future of this Buccaneers team, much past the era of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and everything, even though their legacy is just going to be amazing, one of the best wide receiver duos of all time. And to have him learn from that, him and J-Mac both learning from Mike and Chris, invaluable. So there's also another quote, I know, right? Crazy. Emeka himself had to say about Godwin that he has been an absolute godsend to me on the sidelines, staying in my ear constantly, whether it's route running technique or blocking technique, savviness, or learning the playbook, whatever the case may be. Even if it's just about life, I can ask him any question, and I'm getting to know him personally as well. We're becoming really close friends. I don't think I could have been drafted to a better team, better situation. I mean, wow. Talk about, getting the praise that you want to hear from our guy. I mean, he is just thrilled to be here. It's been a privilege to watch this team, the Buccaneers, become one of the high-end organizations in the league. Everyone wants to work there. Everyone wants to play for this team. They know that we're now perennial contenders. Baker Mayfield is the franchise quarterback, and he's a top 10 quarterback, and we have a defensive-minded head coach who's done really well in the playoffs before and has the Eagles number. So these are all really important factors, and Emeka is learning from some of the greats, as he's pointed out, and then Godwin. Everyone is being very unselfish. No one's like, oh, this guy's a threat to me. I don't want to help that, because it's not about egos on Tampa. It's not about, I feel threatened. My position in this organization feels threatened by getting another guy who's the same of my position. Mike and Chris know how loved they are here in the Tampa community, and that's never going to go away. So getting another talented player, a guy who's just going to absorb as much as possible and not let his ego get in the way of things, is just only going to make this even scarier for defenses this upcoming year. And I mean, undoubtedly at this point, considering how well he's been performing at training camp, catching touchdowns left and right, it's really something to behold. I mean, he's also starting to catch punt returns. That him and Tez Johnson are both kind of exploring the punt return option. And so there's a lot of really exciting aspects of Emeka's game that we have to look forward to, besides just, being a polished player overall and teammate and leader. I mean, this is a guy who has potential for not just playmaking abilities, but just leadership intangibles and just reliability. He's not going to be demanding the ball, oh, why aren't you throwing to me? No ego. Emeka is all about just doing the right thing and being the right piece for the team. So you tell me, what do you think about Emeka Egbuka and his kind of breakout this training camp? I mean, are you surprised, or are you no, I knew this was coming. We all knew he was overlooked because of the team that he was on, the national championship team in Ohio State. All these different things. What are your impressions so far of Emeka Egbuka, and what are your expectations for him this upcoming season? Do you think 1,000 yards is in his place, or is it probably going to be harder for him because of all the other receivers we have on the team? Personally, I'm saying 750 yards is definitely obtainable for this guy. 1,000 I wouldn't put out of his reach, considering how well he's playing right now. And I mean, we'll see how well he does touchdown wise, scoring wise. But I feel like with Chris healing up the beginning of the season, he's going to be a very reliable third down wide receiver to get some clutch catches because his hands have just looked fantastic in training camp so far. So yeah, let us down below in the comments. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned with all things Buccaneers. We're trying to make our way to 1,000 subscribers. So stay with us until we get there. Preseason, we're gonna be doing live streams, all that good stuff. So can't wait, and I will see y'all at the next video.